See 'em? Well, open your damn eyes in. It's the old-timey country down-home red state update podcast and them. Coming to you from a bunker underneath Jackie's Market in Murfreesboro, Tennessee. And here they are, both of them.
Hey, welcome to Red State Update. My name's Jackie Bros.
Hey, man. What's up? Hey, man, what are you doing?
What to do all the time on here, I guess.
Huh?
The same thing we always do.
Oh, no, you called me.
We may
Hang on,
call
Jackie.
you.
I'm talking to somebody on the other line.
Who are you talking to? You're supposed to be talking to the people that give you the $5 to listen to any of this.
It's one phone call on a Zoom, one phone call on my phone. Hold on, I'll do it. Give me 2 minutes.
Well, man, why didn't you say I was on the phone before you had me hit the button and go then? You should have said no.
No, I'm sorry, man. I can't get Jackie to shut up when he gets going like this.
You shut up. I'm supposed to be talking anyhow, and I ain't supposed to shut up. People listen to hear what I got to say. They don't want me to sit here and say nothing.
Jackie, can you please give me 1 second? I'm trying to see what Jerry's getting up to tonight.
Jerry?
God. Jerry? What are you getting up to tonight? You ain't gonna tell me, man.
All right. How to start this over? If you're gonna do it, you and Jerry do something. Let everybody listen to y'all talk. I don't want to even.
Nobody wants to hear Jerry talk. Hell.
But they don't want to hear me evidently either because you sitting there telling me shut up.
Jerry, I didn't mean it like that. I'm talking primarily about your wife and family.
What?
You ain't gonna tell me that. Oh, Jerry's actually on fire tonight. He'd probably do a pretty good podcast. No, I was saying good. It was a compliment. Motherfucker. Listen, Jackie, hold on a second.
All
Jerry,
right.
I'm going to put you on hold for 2 minutes, okay? Now we're just going to talk about, I don't fucking know, Cuomo or some dumb shit like that. Hold on. All right, Jackie. You got my fucking full attention.
Watch
Let's
your
go.
mouth.
What's the news? Let's go over the news.
Him hold on or me hold on?
Huh?
Who you said to hold on? I don't know what you to start it over.
Hey, everybody, this is Dunlap. Thanks for coming to the Red State Update podcast. It's a fun place. I made you a set of keys. Let yourself in. Come on in whenever you want to. Use your washer dryer. Barbecue out on the porch. Not you, Jerry. Yeah, Jerry's pretty funny tonight. Folks, there's a lot of news going on, and we know that you can't process it properly unless you've heard it straight from our mouths. Jerry and Dunlap on the Red State Update Countdown. And Jackie, where do you want to start tonight? We've got a lot. We could talk about Pompeo drinking $6,000 whiskey.
Yeah.
We could talk about the downfall of Cuomo, even though he ain't admitting it's his downfall yet.
I want him to fall out the damn door, the job, go home. Good Lord.
Delta variant.
That's going to be the same, except more and more people are going to get it every week. I mean, let's just go ahead and say, you could go ahead right now and we say this many people have the Delta variant here, and here, and go ahead and pre-record just double the numbers every week, and you'd probably be close to it.
DeSantis doing his part, to keep it going, the coronavirus.
He don't want to get in the way. I am going to get in the way if it's going to keep people healthy.
What if that was your platform, was just keeping coronavirus going? Like, it doesn't help DeSantis for people to get over coronavirus. Well, I guess whatever happens in what we call reality, they just twist to their own liking. So he can do everything he can to kill Floridians, and then when, despite his best efforts, we finally get coronavirus under control, he'll take credit for it all and say it was all because of him that we finally licked it. And also, it wasn't a big deal, and Biden should be in prison.
As long as children don't have to wear a mask.
Keep money from schools if they put kids in masks. Rand Paul. I guess a lot of Republicans think, because of Fox News, I reckon that the coronavirus surge, the Delta variant, all our troubles right now are because of immigrants, because Biden won't get the border under control.
Border, yeah.
And Rand Paul actually says that Biden's down there picking the sickest kids, loading them in an Amazon delivery van and sending them to your block or something like that.
What?
Actually, what Rand Paul said made less sense. But they said they're picking the sickest kids. They're down there finding the carriers. Put them in a drone, fly them over.
But what Biden needs
your
to
street
is to take care of all, depending on how you look at it, I guess, one way or the other. Just stop all the vaccine that people are refusing to take it down the border and get all those folks vaccinated. Then they can't be a scapegoat for the virus anymore. Y'all didn't want it. They'd raise holy hell. If the vaccine is as dangerous and terrifying, if it sterilizes you and on and on and on, then you should be all for it. Send all that vaccine down the border. Let him give everybody that comes, give him a shot. If he started doing that, they'd raise holy hell.
What's that? Hang on. Jerry's trying to tell me something.
Why?
Jerry says his company's going to make him get vaccinated. They're going to mandate vaccinations. Who do you work for, Jerry? He's self-employed. But still, I think we're going to see more and more of that. These companies, they're going to be out there saying, hey, you need to get your shot or you're going to have to get you another job.
That's what I mean. It's already starting to happen a little bit. It's going to be more and more. Yeah, you're going to put us through this. The country, I say us, not me personally. I'm old. I ain't going out no how. But there are plenty of people who want to get back to, plenty of people don't want to get sick. That's the main thing. Because if you've been vaccinated, you still get sick, evidently. And ain't no fun either way, whether you end up in the hospital or not, from what I understand.
If I was seeing all these people getting sick with vaccinations, all these people spreading shit with vaccinations, and I was a big company like a Disney that needed people to come eat my Star Wars wieners, I would say, let's mandate people getting vaccinated, and all these big corporations are going to mandate people getting vaccinated. It's going to keep the government out of it, and our customers will stop dying. I think you're going to see more and more companies doing it. And then DeSantis can do whatever. Pick a fight with Goofy. Run all the cruise ships out of Florida. When, who was it? Was it DeSantis? Now DeSantis has this wrestling feud with Biden going on. Was it DeSantis that said Biden needed to do his job and close the border? Because all the... It's coming from migrants, right? So, and everybody who doesn't watch Fox News 100% of the time was like, what in the fuck are they talking about?
Hey.
But if you watch Newsmax and all that shit, you're like, yeah, of course, yeah. Finally, somebody said it. That wasn't on one of these blonde TV stations. So was it DeSantis that said Biden needed to do his job? Like, if you're the governor of Florida, and you can't keep cruise ships coming, that seems like you're blowing your one job. If you can't keep Disney World feeling safe and secure, you're kind of blowing being governor of Florida. What else do you have to do? You have to be anti-Castro. You have to be put on a redneck act enough to make the people in the panhandle feel like you're one of them. And then you have to keep people coming to beaches so that people can sell towels. I mean, I pretty much just broke it down. I don't know what else. People are like, oh, Jeb Bush, he could have been president because he was governor of Florida. Like, I could be governor of Florida. It's basically Jaws mayor. I mean, he's basically Jaws mayor. Everybody's made the Jaws mayor jokes, but they just keep coming true.
Didn't nobody learn nothing from that movie? How old is that movie?
40, 50 years old.
Mayor is still killing people, and not to mention people still getting ate up by sharks too occasionally.
I guess the next time there's one of those, that was happening like right before 9/11, right? Wasn't that all the news? Everybody's getting eaten by sharks. 9/11 happens, like, I guess the sharks just left fucking town because you didn't hear about no fucking sharks no more.
Hey, watch your mouth.
But now sharks, I guess next time there's a run of sharks eating people stories, it'd just be like, so I'm going to fine you $10 if you run out of the water. This is America, and you're supposed to be swimming towards teeth. Ain't you seen Deep Blue Sea? They gonna Sam Jackson you.
That's smart sharks. I like it.
Smart sharks.
Smart. You can't fool them. Because the other one, the old one, just big, and he wasn't up against but those three, and none of them were very smart. Ain't nobody smart in Jaws, whether it's the fish or the people. But in Deep Blues, yeah, the sharks are the smartest ones in the room, smarter than all of them. Yeah.
See, that's how we thought things were going to happen. Like, we thought we would evolve as people to take on diseases, threats, that we wouldn't be stupider than a shark. So they thought in Deep Blue Sea, which is 20 years old, by the way, Jack, 21 years old, I think. Was Deep Blue Sea before 9/11?
I don't remember. Yeah.
Between now and September, we're going to have a lot of conversations like this. Was that before? But now we realize you don't have to have go from Jaws, regular shark, to like super smart shark. Now you should go backwards. Just have maybe a half dead shark, just like strung out shark, just kind of lazily floating in the water, just waiting for Republicans to swim up and stick their legs in its mouth. Take my kid. They're just shoving kids in their mouth. I got a whole classroom of kids here. Well, get them in that water and in that shark's mouth. Because this ain't Deep Blue fucking Sea. That shark is so full, it's got high cholesterol now from eating Republicans. That shark is half Chick-fil-A right now. So get out there before it has another heart attack and shove 15, 20 of your school kids in that shark's fucking mouth.
Hey,
are you an American or what?
Watch your language.
Deeper, bluer. My hat is like a shark fin. It's a good movie. You seen that lately?
Yeah, it's better. It's a lot scarier than that old one.
Wait, we got the smartest sharks in the world. Who are we going to put them up against? Michael Rappaport? Perfect enemy for smart sharks. LL Cool J is like a preacher. Should we do a redneck matinee on Deep Blue Sea? He's like a preacher cook with a parrot.
I remember the smart sharks in the kitchen. They knew how to work everything in there. Can opener, whatever it was.
They did. There's a scene in there. They go in there. They open up some Chef Boyardee, have a little snack.
They wait you out. You think, they get hungry, have to go somewhere else. No, he's hiding in the oven or wherever he is. They'll eat and wait there for you. Smart shark ain't gonna swim nowhere. Yeah, you sitting there. Man.
The part with Sam, I don't want to spoil anything. There is a part, but I guess I'm going to. So there's a part where Sam Jackson, everybody knows this. Sam Jackson's like, we got to stop fighting. We got to stop yelling at each other.
Yeah.
We got to band together. And then a shark jumps out and kills him.
Gets him, yeah.
Just gets him, just eats him, carries him right down in the water. I'm like, that's where we are right now.
That's the last message that the smart shark wants you to get to anybody. Let's come together and battle these smart sharks. We got to stop that right now. Jumped out and got him right there. Like, nope.
That is America 2021.
Hell, I wish we had smart sharks to save us.
I'd vote for a smart shark over Trump.
They may eat us every now and then. They can't eat all of us.
Biden face-wise look a little like a smart shark.
His eyes look like shark eyes. They got those black roll-over eyes. Yeah.
Smooth shark skin.
Yeah.
And the CGI in that ain't aged like super great.
And they put makeup on him too. Most time he's on there. He almost, I bet, guarantee you, his skin gray like more like a shark with that dollar makeup on him.
Grayer, smoother. My skin is like a shark skin. Yeah, it's sharks all the way down, folks. Smart sharks. All the way down. But at least we have Democratic governors. May say what you will about the federal government. Say what you will about DeSantis. And Republican governors. Who was it? The Arkansas governors. I wish we hadn't signed that law. I don't know why we did that. Why did we do that?
Well, he really wishes that the virus didn't flare up again. He had to say something. So yeah.
You know, I do believe we made a mistake. But at least we've got the Democratic governors like, what's his name? What in New York? Everybody loves him. Anti-Trump. Boy, people look to him for leadership. And
I know you're talking about he got family on CNN.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, he got perfect.
Yeah, and then what else? Oh, that's right. He covered up a lot of elderly people in nursing homes' deaths, possibly during the COVID. I believe, right?
Yeah, and then just a serial sexual harasser and abuser.
11 women come out, and I ain't even going to get into what they said because it's all awful. It's out there if you need to know. Basically, the main thing you need to know is that man should not be a damn governor. That's what, he should not be in any position of power whatsoever.
Now, look. We realize that on this show at different times, we may have wished for an Avenatti presidency. There are times during this pandemic that people show glimpses of an alternative style of leadership that some of us were hungry for. Maybe our enthusiasm during those moments has not aged that well. At least we're not Chris Cuomo. At least we can say, I don't even know what good stuff we said about Cuomo before, Jackie. But Jerry's saying we said a bunch. But listen, I just want to say to you folks and Jerry that we didn't know. Did we? Listen, time has moved on, and we're here to say bye-bye, Cuomo.
Well, I want to say bye. He don't want to leave. He don't seem to leave. Please.
Now people think they can stick around after Northam and Trump and everybody that's friends with Trump. After killing folks, listen, corruption is one thing. Killing a bunch of people during a pandemic is another thing. And apparently people think neither of them's a big deal anymore. So he must be, I mean, now there's a criminal, they filed a criminal complaint against him. He must realize, right, that the writing's on the wall, or is he just like waiting for his brother to make another PowerPoint for him?
Well, his brother on CNN, and look, I know we say some bad things about CNN, all of the deservedly so.
Mm-hmm.
But I'll be first to admit, I watch old Get After It every now and then. I look at it, it's silly, whatnot. He kind of fun to watch every now and then. Him and Don Lemon back and forth. I love you, and you good friend, on and on, and being best friends on there. Everybody likes to watch something like that. So this ain't about get him off of TV. I don't like him. It's more about if you had any damn ethics whatsoever, you would get him off of TV. He would not be working for you. And every day, CNN are pointing their fingers, at least, I don't know, I try not to watch it all day, but I guarantee you, if you do, they're going to run down Fox News God knows how many times. Well, stop. You can't do it no more. He's sitting there supposed to, and I'm sure you can argue with any Trump supporter and still be able to put together a little slideshow of people hugging and kissing like their mama taught him how to do, and on and on. But he got to go. You got to get rid of him.
Yeah, it's not just, I mean, we're not even talking enough about the women and
It's awful. It's absolutely terrible. No, women's careers ruined, let alone having to put up with what the hell he put them through, and that's his job. You know, same old, so many situations. And of course, that's the day I think our lawyers got to talking and stuff. Well, the day that she said that this happened, she stayed at the party or whatever it was for 2 or 3 hours because she was at work. She couldn't just walk out. And it's awful. They didn't address half of it. There's 11 women. When she come out and said all this, that should have been the end of it. And hopefully it will be. Then they did impeach him, and they do it now. If he ain't going to do it, you got to do it for him.
Brother needs to get off CNN. If he wants to come on, take some time, reflect, see if there's dip a toe in the water, go over to Fox News, be like a new Juan Williams over there. It's hard to tell who. I mean, he'd fit in fine on Fox. He could be on one of them shows where they all yell at him. Or he could just shift his perspective a little bit and he'd be popular at night. Or he could just stay off for a while. He could just go to the gym. He's fine.
Well, I don't know how long impeachment takes in New York and how they go about it and what they got to do to get him out of there. So, he's at least got a job for, if it depending on how long it takes to make little slideshows, little pep talks, whatever. That'll keep him busy for a while, probably, won't it? Get him the hell off there. He did no reason to be on there. But again, I'm asking CNN to do something right. I don't know who it was on Fox News. I got to give credit where it's due. At least they're being, not two-faced about it. Because, most of these Republicans have crawled out of who's rear end long enough to say Cuomo needs to resign. Well, he got 11 women. I lost count. I met the last president women had to say about him. But there was somebody, I don't remember who it was on Fox, sitting there going, yeah, I know a witch hunt when I see it. And they're like, so at least be consistent. Yeah. You have to have someone on there that just has to bash women in general. So you can't, take the politics out of it in terms of him being a Democrat. And disparage these women coming forward. Somebody got to carry that kind of water at Fox, I guess.
Who is it on Fox and the Fox and Friends that is almost telling people to get vaccinated, and then the others have to pull them back?
Dosey, I think, says to do it. And then the other one, I don't know the name, then he comes in. But if you're free, if you're free, you don't have to do nothing.
So that's their stick on there now. Is that like Fonzie hits a jukebox or whatever? Their stick is one of them goes, yeah, get vaccinated. And others, no, maybe.
Hey,
I wouldn't.
I'll take it if it's half more than it was last time. That'll get a few people vaccinated. So you let them do it. Hell yeah, do it. Dude said, don't stop. Dude said, don't you stop.
Don't stop, Deucey. Jackie, what's the most expensive whiskey you've ever drunk?
Oh, me?
Would you say? Yeah, you ever had any of that good, expensive whiskey?
I don't know. Somebody claimed something. It was a $200 or something or other. But
where was that?
That was old. He was traveling salesman, whiskey salesman. A buddy of mine, he used to come through all the time. And he supposedly had something like that. And he gave me I got a drink of it. It tastes good, but that I don't know if it was real, that, cost that much or not. That's what he said. So I don't know. I wouldn't pay nothing for that. No. He'd give it to me, give me a drink.
I guess the most expensive whiskey I ever had. Hell, I don't even know. What was it? One time I drank some, I guess I had some Jack Daniels.
You had that one time, I don't know how you got it. I still think you stole some money from me, but you got on the phone, you ordered that vodka. It's real expensive. That vodka come in the Crystal or Skull.
Oh, yeah, I had Crystal Skull vodka. That's right.
Ghostbuster. It's $100 what you said it was.
Yeah, we drank that too. Remember?
I didn't
drinking out of that Skull.
I ain't drink that. No. I didn't
know
what the hell it was. It looked too fancy. If something looked fancy like that, I don't want to. Or scary. Either or. I don't want to drink out of it. Fancy
scary that's like a haunted mansion or something.
Yeah, it's like, they were they have ballroom dance ghosts. Yeah.
DeSantis won't even let you go to haunted mansion. I mean, he wants you to go, but if you're smart, you stay out of there. Them ghosts get you sick. Does that make sense? You know what I mean? He wants you to go. If you go, you're going to get sick. So you don't want to go to a haunted mansion. He said, you can't wear a mask in a haunted mansion. And I said, well, ghosts going to get me sick. That's what I'm saying. And Disney said, well, we're going to make everybody work here get vaccinated. Every single ghost.
The point is, masks don't help you from a ghost, I don't think. That's virus, right?
Can ghosts catch
they dead. You can't catch that when you're dead, can you? They're supposed to be dead. Ghosted. I mean, they ain't real, but yeah,
I'll tell you what, that would suck if you dead, ghost, and you get sick. You get colds.
Now, I don't necessarily believe in this stuff, but supposedly the only way you can kill something that's already dead, like a ghost or whatnot, is a certain kind of poison. I don't know what it is, though.
A rat poison?
I didn't say it's rat poison. I don't know what kind of poison it is. Some special ghost poison or something. I don't know.
Where'd you hear this?
I don't want to have ghost shows. I don't know. I don't get that. They're walking down a hallway half the time and don't nothing happen.
How's a ghost going to eat the poison if it just falls right through them?
I don't know. I don't believe in none of it, but supposedly that's the only thing that can kill a ghost. Well, cross. Well, that's a demon, right? A cross get a demon out of your house, but not a ghost. I don't know.
Is it possible if you were a demon and you were a little congested, that if you just showed them a cross a little bit, that the demon would get better? This is assuming a lot of things, that ghosts and demons can get sick, that the cross hurts them, and the poison, something about the poison. Angels, you think angels can get sick? I like to mention angels. It seems like whenever we mention angels, and I put that in our podcast title, it seems like we get more downloads.
Well, that makes people like angels. They want to hear about it.
I think maybe we need to just do an angel podcast where we just talk about angels, if they exist, how they've come into our lives.
How you gonna talk about angels that much?
I don't know. They had a whole show, Touched by Angel. Did everything, went everywhere.
Yeah, you're right about that.
Did they ever get sick on there?
Highway to Heaven. He was an angel that
Highway to Heaven.
Blue jeans. Just wore blue jeans. Hey, yeah.
Keep it simple.
Yeah.
Common angel.
Well, you can tell his hair. He's an angel.
That's true. Human beings don't have hair like that.
No, sure. I always make me question it right off. Yeah.
But still, Jackie, I believe that the most expensive whiskey I ever had was that Jack Daniels, because I got drunk on that and burned my stepdaddy's house down.
Wow.
So, Pompeo, Jackie, I guess you heard about that. He's in trouble. Well, not really.
He's not.
People just making jokes. I mean, if they wanted to get after him for corruption, it's like there's a whole list of stuff they could go after him on.
If they think he's in trouble by a newspaper article, hell, he would have been buried under 4 or 5 prisons by now. He ain't no trouble. He's fine. He's fine.
He can drink all the $6,000 Japanese whiskey he wants. Apparently,
he's got a president, right? A Japanese. I'm assuming delegate, somebody in the government, give him a $6,000 bottle of whiskey. And anytime you give somebody from another gun, if you own a job, which I guess if you Pompeo, you're always at work, right? No matter what, right?
I mean, it's if you're Pompeo, it's kind of hard to tell if you're working or not.
Nah, yeah, you can't tell the difference.
So I would say, 100% of the time he was at work, which was like, so that's why he could have his assistants, run down to the government employees, walk his dogs, run down to Costco for him, whatever he needed them to do.
Sure, take time for him and his wife to plan a big, fancy party, $1,000 worth of food, on and on. He busy man. But if you at work for government, United States government, if they give you a present, if it's over $300, you either got to give back or you got to pay for it out of your own pocket. The rest of it haven't much. And Lord knows Pompeo ain't going to spend $6,000 on whiskey unless he was throwing a party and was going to buy it and give it to everybody there. Other than that, he ain't going to spend money on that. No.
It'd be a shame if he did drink it. I almost hope it's true that he doesn't know where it is, because he don't deserve $5,800 whiskey. He don't deserve a fucking leaky Capri Sun.
Nope. Yeah, he come out and said, I don't know. Like, I wouldn't be able to tell the difference between a $5,800 or a $58 bottle of whiskey. How am I supposed to know the difference? Which to me, that just means I drank it. How much was that whiskey I drank? It could have been $58, or it could have been, he don't know the difference.
I don't think I drunk $58 whiskey. If somebody come up now, listen, I ain't one of these people like I don't like fancy things. Give me the poorest ass shit. I like fancy things, but if somebody said this is a $58 bottle of whiskey, I'd be like, oh, I'll take care. $58 bottle of whiskey, pretty expensive bottle of fucking whiskey. I ain't like, oh, Nancy Pelosi and her ice cream. It's just like, some stuff is nice, and we should enjoy it. We shouldn't just throw it on the ground. Like, here's to you, Daryl or whoever's dead, pour it out on his grave. No, that ain't the whiskey. I'm just saying you would notice a $58 bottle of whiskey. But is he real Christian? Does he drink even?
Oh, he drank. Look at him. You can be Christian and drink, depending on the church.
Jesus had it in the Bible.
He drank all the time. far as I know,
I don't know about all the time.
Wine?
You couldn't drink the water in the Bible. People shit in it, wash your clothes in it. It's just like they didn't have Maytag. So that water was filthy. And Jerry says he likes it when I do a sermon. And so Jesus had no choice but to drink wine from sun up to sundown.
Well, you think that was fine quality wine? I mean, like the best heavenly wine, or was it just okay wine? Which, granted, okay wine is still a lot better than doo-doo water. Definitely.
That's true.
So I'm not saying anybody would complain like, oh, you son of God, and this is the best wine. Okay, fine. I mean, you shouldn't be complaining whatsoever because, otherwise look at the alternative. But you know how people are. I'm just saying, you know how they are.
What is it with Diet Coke and Trump employees? I've drunk a lot of Diet Coke in my day, and now I wish I never put one up to my mouth because here they go. When Pompeo was talking to our old buddy John Roberts about the 5,800, he goes, "Oh, had it been a case of Diet Coke, I'd have been all over it." I don't know how Pompeo talks. It's nothing I want to hear.
Norm, he sounded like Norm to me every time he talked. He sounded like Norm.
He looked like Norm a little bit.
It sounded like him too.
They drink Diet Coke there all day long. But you could put a little whiskey in it. Oh, pop open one of them cans, put a little whiskey in it. All of a sudden, you got a $250 Diet Coke. What is a $5,800? Sorry, I got kind of wrapped up in bashing Mike Pompeo's potato head. What is a $5,800 bottle of whiskey?
I don't know. I wouldn't. First off, couldn't afford it. First, if somebody offered me a drink of it, I'd be curious. Yeah, because I'm like you. Nice things is nice things, but you don't want to spoil yourself with nice things if you ain't got the money to deliver it. So I don't even know why you even,
Listen, let me tell you.
Yep.
We need to do, if we ain't going to do the Angels, two very different demographics. If we ain't going to do the Angel podcast, then we need to do a whiskey podcast because then people just going to send us whiskey all the time. Maybe not us. It's not like we get stuff in the mail all the time, but the dream is you just go to the mailbox and you get, there'll be whiskey in there. Can you imagine from talking into a microphone?
I ain't gonna be no good for me. I can't. Doctor says I can't drink no more. I like my liver. I can't even drink. So no, not for me.
Yeah, but for me though.
Well, you and Jerry, you go do that. How much Jerry know about? Ask him if he's still. I don't even know why he's still on here listed. How much he know about whiskey?
He been laughing the whole time. He says he don't know. He don't know much. Also, he says his doctor told him he had to cut it out too.
Yeah, well,
hell, all my rowdy friends settling down, I reckon.
Well, I'm old. If I want to live a little bit longer, you got to have your liver, what the doctor says. It said you don't want to do any more damage than you already have. So,
well, I guess it'd just be me.
Well, Jared, me and you, I don't know if you can hear me. Me and you can do one about not drinking if you want. Keep you occupied. You ain't, Hey, Jackie Bros. I got more to say. Why?
Do you have a name for our whiskey podcast?
I told you I ain't gonna do no whiskey. And me and Jared do one on not drinking. You used to drink, right, Jerry? Sure. Me too. Don't do it anymore. Me neither.
Jerry hung up. Please don't presume to speak for him.
Well, I didn't know. I just said you do one by yourself. Go on about whiskey all you want. I don't care. I
thought you were saying this whole time. I thought you were saying not drinking, not drinking. I guess that's kind of hard to parse with the accent. Night
drinking. Day drinking. I'm having daydreamed about night things in the middle of an afternoon. Remember that?
That's I don't like it when you say it because he's just fantasizing about sex.
Not necessarily, is he?
Mm-hmm.
No.
Yep, he's probably in the bathroom jerking off.
No, don't say
That's night exactly what that song is about.
Daydream about night things could be different things. You said night drinking. I wasn't necessarily. He could be singing about that. Night drinking. Not necessarily.
Okay. If you stop it right there, but the rest of it, thanks to genius, says, while my hands make a living, my mind's home loving you. This is Ronnie Millsap, folks. So his hands are making a living doing God knows what, and his mind's at home loving
playing the piano. That's what it does. He plays the piano with me, God knows what. He talk about singing and playing. That's what he does.
So are you saying that he's singing a song about sexual fantasies while he's having sexual fantasies?
I never said anything of sexual fantasies.
I'm having daydreams about night things in the middle of the afternoon. That's when it happens. And while my hands make a living, my mind's at home loving you. I'm having daydreams about night things in the middle of the afternoon. And every night, you make my daydreams come true. That's a good song.
Oh, yeah. I know melody and whatnot. I didn't necessarily think about all that, but, you know.
Well, all day long while I'm working in town, time slows down to a crawl. When I'm not thinking about you, I'm checking the clock on the wall. Then it's goodbye factory. I guess he works in a factory part-time.
I work in a factory. Okay. I thought he'd be singing about him. You know, sometimes people don't sing in character, sing about their own selves, you know.
Well, maybe he wrote this while he was still working in a factory.
That's true. That's true. Did he work in a factory?
Then it's goodbye factory and hello loving. There's a smile across my face because I'm back in the arms of your sweet love where my thoughts have been all day. Let me get up in there. I'm having daydreams. That's how he would ad-lib that in concerts. I'm having daydreams about, he wouldn't, not Ronnie Millsap. And that's basically it. Repeat chorus.
Now, factories definitely have jobs for the handicap, right? Handicapable.
Well, I mean, I don't know that all of them do.
But now, Ron Nelson.
They should.
Of course it should. So you just say you work in a factory, first thing you think, be quick. Sometimes if you're blind, not the first person you go to do things you have to see to do or whatnot. But I'm sure they had a job in the factory.
Well, maybe they're rethinking things. This is 2021.
Well, it should be. I'm in agreement. I'm just saying. I didn't know he worked in a factory. And if he did, it wouldn't have been in 2021. It would have been when? A long time ago before he got famous.
Well, let me just sweeten the pot here by saying something that is literally not sweetening the pot. But the song was written by John Schweers.
Oh, okay. That explains a lot. Never mind.
He wrote Born Country, the Alabama song.
Oh, yeah.
That's another good one with lyrics that could be read, but I won't do it.
I thought that's something that Alabama wrote for sure, but I guess not.
No, it looks like John Schweers wrote that.
Well, good for him.
Let my love be your pillar.
So he's singing in character, and that's fine. I'm sure Ron Millsap is not necessarily, most of the people characters he plays don't necessarily, they don't have any disability or anything.
He wrote a lot of Ronnie Millsap songs, John Schweers did. If we want to go down this road. I just want to tell you one more thing about Born Country, the song by Alabama, which is that I just heard this on the damn radio the other night. And I was like, they've been writing songs. We're always like, out in the truck, in the field, in the porch swing, Sunday morning, Saturday night, all this shit. Like I know where I live, but they've been doing this for a long time. They may not write that many cheating songs anymore, but all these songs that was like, I'm out and working in a field, like that's all. They've been doing that a lot. I was born country, and they've been shoehorning America into this shit too. and that's what I'll always be. Like the rivers in the woodlands, wild and free. I got 100 years of down home running through my blood. I was born country. This country is what I love. That could be a lot of different things, but this was like during Reagan, so I'm just going to assume most people thought it was like Rambo shit. Moonlight, cricket serenading you, cornbread, mama's kitchen, daddy saying grace. This is like a list of hints to help you if you're going to write a country music song. Alabama's real good too.
Yeah, I like both of them. Hey, I got an announcement to make here. Say something on the news right now. You might be interested in hearing, and some of the people listening here, if you've been listening to us already, this is happening now. He says here, Mr. Get After It himself, Chris Cuomo, says he's taking a pre-planned vacation amid scrutiny over a brother scandal. So I remember Bill O'Reilly took one of them, remember?
He didn't come back from it.
Never come back. Sometimes
that was a long vacation. He put a lot of work into planning that.
Honestly, folks, I don't know why he ain't hired it. Well, they can't afford to hire him back because, you have to pay women $15-20 million.
So Chris Cuomo, I mean, I can't get these Airbnb fees back.
So long, good timing. If it was pre-planned, then it worked out. So whatever it takes to get you off TV right
that's true.
now.
Honey, I'm so glad that we put so much time into planning this vacation. Can you imagine if I had to go into work next week and ignore my brother's scandal? I feel like a little bit like I'm doing Jackie Mason.
It's pretty good, though. That's
what if I had
good.
To?
So let's get after it.
Let's get after it. That's Jackie Mason. Jackie Mason, rest in peace. Or should he?
He was good up until he went crazier.
Yeah, that's kind of what happens.
I'll take good out of the equation. I'll say funny. He was funny because there's plenty of people who we think are funny and we enjoy, and then come to find out, well, it was funny, but, I don't want to go down the list of all of them, but, so be it.
Well, maybe Chris Cuomo's pre-planned vacation route will take him right by Jackie Mason's grave, and he can stop by and say his respects, and then maybe head to a Ronnie Millsap concert featuring the John Schweers penned song Daydreams About Night Things in the middle of the afternoon. Occupied. So that is sponsors for this week.
No, it wasn't. We didn't even get to it. We got those sponsors. I got those sponsors.
Just rambling.
First off, tell everybody, hey, thank y'all going over to our Patreon page. Can't thank you enough. For those of you that go there, we love you. Thank you. You help us continue on, forge ahead, as I say. And those of you that don't, if you go over there and just look at it, check it out, see what you think. You ain't got to give $5. But if you do give $5, let me tell you, if you give us $5, you're going to get back 20 extra minutes. That's right, 20 extra minutes of us talking, just like we've been doing on here. I would say what we just did, Ronnie Millsap, is that's usually the type of topic we would have over on an extra 20 minutes, I think. That, you know what I mean? So you got a little taste
what of what we just did was basically a 20 extra minutes. John Schweers, by the way, also wrote, I Left Something Turned On at Home. Trace Atkins sung it. He wrote a lot of horny songs.
All right. You don't have to. Yeah.
That was all I wanted to say.
Well, all right. I don't need. Let's move on. Thank you for going over there. We appreciate you. We'll see y'all later on and give you that 20 minutes, and we're going to enjoy it with you. But as much as that helps us keep our computers running and the things plugged in, which is important now, I guess we're all going under lockdown again, right? Is that pretty much it?
I would imagine so.
Here in Tennessee, ain't nobody going to wear no mask or do nothing, anything. So we got to have all this working, otherwise we wouldn't be able to do it.
I reckon that's what's happening.
That's pretty much what it is, yeah. So that helps us keep doing this, and also we need a little extra help sometimes. And when we need that little extra help, we need that little extra $25. That's right. From local sponsors. That's right. Sponsors from here in Murfreesboro, Tennessee. If you're here, you live here, you're going to hear about some things. Is it going to excite you? Like, I ain't been to that place yet. That sounds new. That's an old place. It's about time I went over there to that place and purchase whatever product they may have or dined on whatever delicacies they may serve. So you never know what you're going to get on here. All you know is that we got $25. Ain't that right, Dunlap?
That's what it takes.
Most of the time. That's what I'm saying. Well, I got a sponsor. Now hang with me here and let me try to see if I can remember it all. This from last week. There was a situation. Now, everybody remembers the old shade tree. That's where the bands used to play. Everybody go out there under the big old shade tree. Used to be concerts, things like that. Whether it be fiddling or heavy metals loud or whatever it was. Everybody enjoyed the old shade stump. Then it turned into old shade stump. Was old shade tree. Was unfortunately there was an automobile accident. It is now the old shade stump. And quite honestly, it seems like more people, you got a better view there. It seems like they probably should have done that a long time ago. That's the report I'm getting.
My allergies much better. That tree gone.
Well, the old shade stump was doing bands every Friday on the weekends. They were back. And tell you what, there 2 weeks they were held over Bone Drip. You remember Bone Drip?
Oh yeah, Bone Drip.
Band. I don't really know the music, but people like them. Yeah, they don't let your bone get dry. Keep it dripping with Bone Drip. That's right. And Bone Drip was playing out there. It went so well they held them over another week. Well, at least that's what they were hoping they were going to do. And they ended up doing it. But as you mentioned to us, Dunlap, I think you had accidents. Is that correct? The insurance, your car wrecking everywhere. Wrecks, yeah. Well, unfortunately, one of the wrecks last week involved one Dennis Bone Drip.
Yeah.
Who is the, from what I understand, lead guitarist, keyboard singer.
He does guitars and keyboards.
It's what it says here. I don't know how you do it. Maybe not different. He swaps up something. I don't know.
And sings it.
That's what he was doing in Bone Drip. That was his function. And we didn't know the situation. We just knew that he was in an automobile accident. Didn't know how he was doing. Well, it turned out he wasn't doing great at the time. Mm-hmm. He was in, I guess, what you call, I mean, they don't want to call it coma, but I guess coma light, whatever. What do you know, I don't know what you refer to it. He was unconscious, I guess, and didn't know what the situation was. The time would tell is what the thought at the time. And of course, he didn't have no time to wait for the show to go on that weekend. And Bone Drip announced that, they knew if there's something that Dennis Bone Drip conveyed to his fellow bandmates regularly, consistently, it was always, if something happens to me, don't ever let this bone get dry. Y'all keep dripping. Y'all keep going. Bone Drip don't stop.
That's no Bone Drip. That's what Bone Drip. When I hear people say, well, what is it that you like about Bone Drip? I just don't know it. Somehow I've lived. It's one of them things like I've lived in Murfreesboro all my life, and I just never have heard Bone Drip. And people say, well, that's what it is, Murfreesboro.
Yeah.
I said, well, what's so Murfreesboro about Bone Drip? He said, it's about family. I said, you thinking of the Cars movie? Wow. Remember that time I turned on one of the Fast and the Furiouses and you thought it was Cars? And it took a second before you realized that it was.
Well, they don't have people in cars. They don't need the people. They ain't no rating for them. Don't need them.
Cars is kind of about family too.
Well, they in the way. It is about family, but the people just in the way in that one. They don't have them around. They just get run over.
I don't know why they keep making Fast and Furious when they did it all with Cars. They're just gonna wind up being Cars that sound like Vin Diesel.
Cars, I know it's for children and fun and cute. And it is certainly all of those things. I enjoy it. Larry Cable guy, funny. But remember that old Stephen King horror movie, Cars Killed Everybody on the Planet? Remember?
Yeah.
That's what turned in. That's part 1, Cars part 2.
Is that canon?
What?
Is that real?
What do you mean?
I mean, is that true? Did people say that's what happened?
I don't know if I said it or not. I just put 2 and 2 together.
So you just made it up.
Well, if there ain't no people nowhere around, and the cars from back in the 80s, whenever it was, they evolved where they got eyes and tongues. It had to start somewhere, is what I'm saying.
You're probably right.
Yeah.
You're probably right. Bone Drip's about family is what people tell me. And said the experience, you go see a rock and roll show anywhere, but you go see Bone Drip, it's like a family reunion rock and roll show.
Sure.
So I don't get it. And it sounds like Dennis Bone Drip lives by that code.
He did live by that code to show the rest of Bone Drip certainly wanted to let us know that they show must go on, and went on it did. There were probably twice as many people come to that one because bless his heart, Dennis Bone Drip in a hospital intensive care for a little bit. But people come out. They said they was even going to take some of the money that they made at the old Say's stump, a cut of the door or yard, as I say, was going to go to help with his hospital bills or whatever it was. So yeah, people come out. It was a big thing, and I think you said you went there. I heard about it. I didn't go down there, but they said it was quite something. And to make good news about that even better, following Monday, old Dennis Bone Drip, bless his heart, woke up. As far as we could tell, he's healthy. He's doing okay. They won't keep the man and run some more tests and look at him, but he seemed like he's fine. Thank goodness. And sure enough, they wanted to tell him, well, really quite something. People come out to support you. People, they went to see Bone. He said, what do you mean they went to see Bone Drip? I said, well, they all went to see Bone. He said, no, I'm Bone Drip. They didn't see no Bone Drip. And that's how word got to tell him that they said they did this in his honor, that he always told them that. He said, no, I never told him that once. He said it's a lie. That's all it was. And he said he ain't seen a nickel from whatever money I made out there. So being that they didn't get no money, and they, I guess cast aspersion on his character, saying that he said things that he didn't say, I wouldn't want nobody out there lying about me. You can understand him being upset. They got a lawyer, and they went to the local, cease and desist, cease and desist. Using that name, Bone Drip, and sure enough, it was Dennis Bone Drip against the rest of the band. Evidently, he did not get a good Nashville lawyer. I don't know who his lawyer was. I can't speak on his legal issues. I don't know anything about it, but I do know that he lost. They will continue to use the name Bone Drip, but he had to change his name.
Wait a minute. All this happened since Monday? He woke up?
Well, he was upset. You can understand he was upset with they said all this stuff he said he never said.
See, he needed a lawyer to tell him to take some time to cool off.
Yeah.
Because now he had to change. So, Dennis Bone Drip, and that's his real God-given name. The Bone Drip was his real.
He was born with, that was his.
That was the name he was born with, and no longer. So now the Bone Drip line stops with Dennis. It's
well, he trying to be cute with it, and he said, all right, if you're gonna make me change my name, then I'm gonna be the Drip Bone, like say, still you can't. But they said, no, you're gonna have one of them. However, I don't know how percentages work in bands, who owns what does what, but evidently he only gets one of those words he couldn't use, but Bone or Drip, so he picked Drip. He Dennis Drip now.
He should have gone with Bone, Dennis Bone. He should.
Well, I
don't know. Think he's thinking straight.
Well, he was in a wreck, yeah. So I don't know.
Would you go with Jackie Bone? or Jackie Drip?
I wouldn't go either way with either one. I ain't worried about it.
Well, if somebody said you had to do one or the other.
They gonna tell me I have to do one thing or other. I ain't no damn band.
I'd be Dunlap Bone. I mean, Dunlap Drip don't. Well, it's got alliteration.
Ain't no band of any decency gonna let you be in it, so you ain't gotta worry about it either.
I bought a tambourine once at Guitar Center because I said if I show up, he practices with this tambourine, they'll see how dedicated I am to my craft. But people see me coming with that tambourine. They hear you coming first, and that gives them time to lock the doors.
If I remember correctly, they had to remove that tambourine from different parts of your body back in. I remember.
That's why you got to buy a good one because people are going to hit you with it.
Yeah.
At some point. So go spend the money.
I will get a bad one. I won't break on me. I don't want to bust my head open, but I understand if you can't afford it, you need to use that tambourine for somebody else to hit you with it later. I understand. Yeah.
It's rock and roll, man. You might get hit in the head with a tambourine early on in the night, and by the end of it, you got a standing ovation.
Yeah.
Shake, crowd surfing, shaking your tambourine.
Yeah.
That's what rock and roll is. Unpredictable.
Yeah.
So that is Dennis Drip. Is he performing? Is he at the old Shade?
No, they still playing. They playing next weekend. Yeah, whoever they got to play for them, they used him again. I think it was a guitar, what do you call it, tech or something. The guy that sets it all up. I don't know. Anyhow, he knows all the parts, so he stepped in. But I mean, it's a big show, so they're hoping for another big turnout. I don't know. We'll see controversy. It seems like no news, good news. So hell, we'll see what happens.
Jackie, I got a sponsor this week. I'm sure you are going to love being as old as you are, ancient, rotting from the inside, hanging on with your brittle claws to every breath, not wanting to give up the ghost, but wanting to go down with the ship. And by ship, I mean your body when you fall and break a hip.
All right.
So you must know my sponsor today because they're old-timey. Jackie, I know you know all about this. I can't wait to hear some of the good stories you got about clop shushers.
What is it?
Clop shushers.
No.
You know clop shushers.
Clop shushers.
Clop shushers. When people out in the streets, it's crazy out there in them streets, acting a fool with them horses of theirs, just riding up and down, clipping, clopping so loud.
Oh, you talking about? I know you're talking about those little shoes, clop shushers. Little shoes you put on the horse is soft to keep her from clopping. Clop shushers. That's what you talk about. Those little shoes.
No.
What?
That's clop stoppers.
Oh yeah, clop stoppers, shushers, same thing. It's a little cushion. It's like a slipper. It's like a slipper for a horse. Keep that clopping minimum, you know.
Clop stoppers come around, and they nearly run clop shushers out of business. Clop shushers was men, and later, after much debate, women coming out of their houses, deputized by the city and paid by Big Horse, because they thought if the giant horse corporations thought, okay, we're in trouble, horses are too loud, and people are going to turn against horse. So we need to make sure that they horses stay in people's good graces. So they funded clop shushers. Huge program all across America. You remember this. This is back when you was a little kid.
What?
And you maybe they even give little badges to little kids. Said, you want to be an honorary clop shusher? And then the clop stoppers come out, and people put the little slippers on the damn horseshoe, and people said, oh, well, I guess we don't need clop shushers anymore. sea change in America. Think the jobs reports are unpredictable these days. Well, you should have been around in the time of the clop stoppers and shushers. Clop stoppers, clop shushers. Clop shushers is what I'm talking about. They're still around. They hung on by a thread right off the square of Murfreesboro, one of them old-timey, smell like tobacco and old shoes and wood oil. Clop shushers.
What are the? What's the shirt? What is it?
And yes, there's also confusion with clop toppers. When people got too into quiet horse clopping, people said, I want loud horse clopping. I want to wake people up. I want people to know when I'm walking down the street. I got to top that clop. Hey, did you hear my horse? Bet you can't top that clop. Hell, I can't. I got me some clop toppers. Wow. So they just like real loud horseshoes. Which started the cycle again, because then you got clop stoppers going over the clop toppers. So you got clop top stoppers. And then there were still a few clop shushers here and there. Do you remember any of these clop
stoppers? What's a shisher do? Stoppers? I don't know what shishers is.
They just come out and go, keep it down. Shh, you guys, come on. Manure lure, they got into that for a little bit.
What?
Manure lure.
Manure. What is
it?
They
was trying to keep our roads. You remember this? You was around back then. Come on, man. Man, old is helpful sometimes.
If I was, I don't forgot it, and I don't know. Maybe going back further than I was. I don't know.
See a horse. They're trying to keep the roads clean. Big horse said
there was cars when I was born. People were driving around, and it wasn't all horses.
They said they got people. Some of the old clop shushers, they could tell when a horse looked like he was about to go to the bathroom, and then they'd lure the horse off the road with some hay or some tasty looking leaves, whatever they had, and over to, off in a fence row somewhere, or nobody cares if he shits. Manure lure. Clop shushers, clop stoppers, clop toppers, clop top stoppers, and manure lure. You remember all these horse items?
No.
Well, I thought you'd like these. Sometimes it's hard to connect.
It ain't about like or not liking. I'm remembering. It's not like I don't want to remember. I just can't. I don't know if I like it or not. It's got horses. I'm halfway there. I like horses. Yeah.
Do you know
what?
He said his name was Benjamin Cott. Do you know him?
Benjamin who?
Cott.
No.
He said Cott Benjamin Cott, the clop shusher. I went in the clop shushers to get my $25 old off the square in there, and he's just standing by. He looked old too. He looked like the damn Victorian. You walk in there and you go, what is happening in here? Have I traveled back in time? And he said he was creepy. It was weird. I wish he'd been there, Jackie. It's funny. He said, well, we've been waiting a long time for you. And I said, what are you talking about? And he said, we knew you'd come sooner or later. He had a voice like that, like creepy, weird, scary. And he said, last of the sponsors. I said, what do you mean? He said, we knew you'd get around to us sometime. And he said, the final sponsor. I said, I don't know what you mean. This is the last sponsor we're going to do? He said, yes, we're at the end of the line. He said, come back here. I said, I don't know. What do you mean? Come back here into this. He pulled back a curtain and then he unlocked a big door and there was like a bank vault or something. And you opened it up and there was stairways going down deep into the dark. He said, this is where you'll find the last sponsor. The final sponsor. So you ain't it. He said, we're just the preamble. Sound like a leprechaun a little bit, So I started walking down the stairs. And they closed that. He said, let me know when you find him. I said, I don't know. Is this really the last sponsor we're going to do? Like we said from the beginning, episode 450, would this be the last one? He closed that door on me. And that's down there in the stairs in the dark. Can you come get me? Because
What?
That's where I am now.
Where?
I'm at Klopshushers.
I don't know Klopshushers. I do the little shoes. Rest of it, I don't know. Can you
Google them? I don't know. This feels like one of those places that cease to exist if nobody's aware of it or something.
Well, how were you planning on getting home from there anyway? Call whoever that was. I ain't coming down there. I don't know where it is.
I feel like I'm trapped in some sort of existential nightmare. I really could use your help, or at least find us some more sponsors for next week. Because I feel like if we don't have sponsors, if this is the last sponsor, then like somebody's going to wake up. Like you're going to wake up and you'll be like, oh, I dreamed about Dunlap again, but he's been dead for 17 years or something. Like this is like Back to the Future. I'm disappearing from a picture. It just feels really, I could be high. Yes, I could be. But it still feels like I need some help.